What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing in the COVID situation? Y'all like my mask? One of my boys from high school has a medical supply store, and I purchased six of these from him um, for my family. And well, probably purchase six more, actually five more this week when he gets his new shipment in. Unfortunately, the shipment's been slow with all this COVID stuff. But I want to warn you guys about something. It's called Apes Tactical. Y'all ever get emails from them? They had a promotion saying that they had masks. It's the mask right here, and they said it was free, but the shipping was $9. I got. Let me tell you something. This thing, one, it doesn't have a N95 mask. It's made out of foam. These will not protect you against no COVID because it won't stop any particles from coming in. And when I got it, it's split open. It's basically looks as if it's glued together. So if you get an email in the mail from Apes Tactical or wherever it is, it's cheap. It's very cheap. Don't get caught out there. Protect yourself properly. Find an N95 mask or something like that. But okay, today we got some stories. This goes back to like 1995. I brought out my Glock 19 for y'all to say, "Ooh, Gen 2, look beautiful." It's just beautiful, right? Almost 30 years old. Some of you guys are younger than this gun. I've had this gun for almost 30 years now. I think 28 or 29 now. So, this is the time. Excuse my haircut, man, because you can't go out getting no haircuts. I actually purchased some clippers, my old clippers on work, so I'm gonna have to take this down as soon as I get here. But this story goes back to like 1990, yeah, 94, 95. I was in Camden on who is it? That's Kane Avenue, heading over Kane Avenue over the Camden High Bridge, um, near Camden High School, Dudley Grange Park, and there was a guy behind me. Now I'm chilling, I have because I've had CDL for any number of years, since probably 91, 90, 91. I think I just gave up my CDL Class A back in 2015 because I didn't need any more because you guys know I have a master's degree. So basically, uh, I'm coming over the bridge and I'm taking my time. I'm cruising. I got a nice car, tinted windows. I had an all Alpine stereo system, speakers and all, uh, my amp and everything. So I'm just chilling. I'm just playing my music, cruising. And a guy comes up on the back of me. He's in like a Toyota. They used to call them Yodas back then, right? So he's in his Yoda and he's speeding behind me and he's trying to get in front of me, but I would have pulled over because I'm chilling. I ain't got no beef with the dude because I'm thinking, he on a rush. He blasting his music. Like music was 10 times louder than mine, so I understand. But there was no way for me to let him get around me. So he just like was almost kissing my bumper, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't respect that. He ain't got no respect." He looked like a young buck too. I was like, "Look, I ain't with that, right?" So we get up to the light up there by, I guess that near Federal Street, near the firehouse. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So he finally he's able to get around me because the road widens out real wide right there. Because you got like 3 or 4 turns that you can make there, right? So basically, dude, pulls up beside of me. He was Jamaican dude. I was like, oh, look at this, right? So he started talking that patois, that fast stuff. But I knew patois because I used to bounce Jamaican spots and all that. I had a bunch of Jamaican, Trinidadian friends. What I'm saying? People from all over the Caribbean, So he started talking that stuff. So when I heard him talking that stuff, I started calling him all kinds of names. Ross Clyde, Bumba Clyde, blood clot, the whole nine. I just went in on him, right? And he didn't think I knew what he was saying. But then he got mad because he saw that I wasn't like backing down because he was Jamaican. And Jamaicans back then they had what's called the shower posse. You might have seen it in a couple of Robin Seagal movies back in the day, and it's real. That was a real thing. They were really rough people, but I didn't care. My motto is if like Easy E. if you could be seen, you could be shot. If you could be shot, you could be killed. So I didn't care. I had a pistol on me. He didn't even know. I knew most Jamaicans back then, they carried a machete around with them. They kept it in their front seat, right next to the car door. They could just pull it out on you, right? So I wasn't worried about a machete. By the time he closed the distance, got out of his car and all that, I had 15 rounds down on him, right? So, to be honest with you, but so then his girl pulls up. I didn't know it was this girl, but I was so mad. I just wanted to piss him off so bad. I said, "You see that dude right up in front of you?" She said, "Yeah." I said, start calling him, Jamaican style. I won't be cussing, in patois. So, but I started calling him all this other. And she said, "That's my boyfriend. Don't be talking about him." I was dying. I was like, "Are you serious?" Well, he don't want to get out the car. He don't want to fight. I told him, because I was telling him to get out the car. Let's fight, right? So he didn't get out the car. And then fast forward like July of that year, right? I was invited to a Caribbean cookout for 4th of July. I mean, it's one block in Camden on Walnut Street over by where the junkyard used to be, right behind Mr. T's tire shop. I think it's Walnut Street, and the whole block is none but Trinidadian, Jamaican, Dominican, and Puerto Rican. And of course, you got black people too. So when they have cookouts, it's the whole block. So you can just go there and you just basically eat, every kind of food from every island, because Trinidadian food is slightly different than Jamaican food. Jamaican food is different than Dominican food. Puerto Rican food is different than Dominican food. So I'm sitting out there and I'm chilling. I'm having a ball, man. I'm drinking Sorrel. I got some oxtail and all that stuff on the plate, and I'm chilling. I'm standing out there chilling with all my homies, all my Jamaican Caribbean homies. And here come this dude, and I saw him at the corner of my eye, and I just started, I just smiled and was talking to my boy Chris. So, and then the dude, what happened was the dude started talking about, I knew what he was trying to do. Whenever in the hood, when somebody really has beef with you, that really want to hurt you, what they do is they start asking about you. They start asking about your reputation, where you're from, what you about, you're a punk or you're a G, what are you, right? So that's what he was doing. And he was checking with the Trinity guys, some Trinity guys and a couple of Jamaicans. Like, "Yo, who's that dude?" And they was like, "Yo, that's Truck, man. Leave him alone. You don't want to go there with him." You know what I'm saying? And, he was like, "What?" Yeah, they was like, "He's cool," because I used to bounce all their clubs, Poison Ivy, the JC Club down in downtown Canada. I used to be the bouncer, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where he must have just came up from the islands or maybe from New York. He came down from New York or something like that, moved in the area. But people knew me in the area. So, then after a while, he kind of backed down so off, and I knew he would because, I was standing there with a pistol anyway. If he had persuaded some people to come at me, it wouldn't have been pretty, you know what I'm saying? I would have fought, of course, because I was always into the hands first, you know what I'm saying? Rather than the pistols, but I would have fought, I don't care. I didn't care, especially at that time, you know what I'm saying? So, basically, after a while, he calmed down. He came over and he shook my hand. He said, "Hey, man, I didn't know that you were cool with everybody. I didn't know this, that." And I said, "It's fine. It was no big deal to me. It was no beef to me because I didn't care if he got in front of me in traffic. Even to this day, man, you could cut me off in traffic. I might look at you, give you a hard look, but I ain't trying to fight you. It's traffic. My career was connected to my driver's license for so long that I still had the attitude that I'm going to protect my driver's license. I have like 0 points. The last driver infraction I got that has points actually goes back to 1999. And that was me coming up from Florida, going through North Carolina, doing about 100. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and that was even reduced down to like 3 points. And I haven't had a moving violations. Before that, it was like 1988. So, my career was always connected to my license. So, I don't care about this stuff. You shouldn't either, man. All this road rage stuff I be seeing, people get killed over, cussed out, fight over it. It don't matter, man. Just if they trying to cut you out, let them through, man. Just let them go. That's your problems in front of you. When they teach you in driving a truck and all that, and driving buses, I drove a school bus first and then tractor trailer. Just let your problems go in front of you. That way you keep an eye on them. But because if you cut them off in the back of you, yeah, then they rear end you and hurt you. Then they can cut you off and do all kinds of stuff from the behind you. Let them in front of you. It ain't worth it. So that's my story for today. And I will be back. I'm about to go do live, but this video is going to, you'll see the live before this video. So God bless you. Peace.